Now let's discuss about the economic life of Indus Valley civilization. So mainly the economy is based on the agriculture and the trade and commerce. The people of Indus Valley civilization were agriculturalists, and they were paying more attention on the agricultural products, because the whole city, the whole civilization of Indus Valley was based on the Indus and its different tributaries. So because of the flood and inundation of the land, every year, because of the flood and inundation, the fertility of the land was increasing every year. And because of the fertility of the land, the agriculture was the main occupation of the people of Indus Valley. Now you already know that if the flood happens in a land where the flood happens every year, so the new alluvial soils are deposited on the flood areas, and because of the new alluvial soil, which is also called the khadar, because of the new alluvial soil, the agriculture productivity of that land is increased to a large extent, and you can grow any type of crop in the alluvial soil. So agriculture was the main occupation. The wheat and barley was the main food items for Indus Valley people. Now besides of the wheat, barley, the jowar, bajra, ragi, mustard was also grown by the Indus Valley civilization people. Now in the Kalibanga, the rice husk has been found. The rice husk has been found in the city of Kalibanga. Now it is also an important point. It is also asked in some examinations, in which of the cities the rice husk has been found. So it is called the Kalibanga. Now along with the agriculture, the domestication of animals was also worshipped. It was also happening. The domestication of the animals, the pig, goat, all are the basic. The goat, the sheep, the cats are the basic animals that were domesticated by the Indus Valley civilization people. Now another thing is the sugar cane. It was unknown. This is the important food crop that was unknown to the people of Indus Valley civilization, the sugar cane. The sugar cane was unknown to Indus Valley civilization people. Now it is an important point, you must remember it, that whatever the crops I have said was known, but sugar cane was unknown. We have not seen any kind of sign of the sugar cane in the whole civilization. Now the trade and commerce. The main export, it was based on the export and import. The port city was the Suttagandur. The Lothal was the most important port city. The Aladino, the Makran coast in Pakistan. So these are the major port city that was used for import and export of the different commodities. Now the main area of export was the agriculture products and the cotton, because they were first to use and grow cotton in the world, and cotton was one of the major export item in the different countries. So it was the agriculture products and the cotton was the main area, the major export item. But along with this, the pottery, the terracotta figures, the ivory, it was the copper, it was also the another items for the export. So agriculture products was the main area of was the main commodity of the export. Along with agriculture, the cotton, the pottery, and the terracotta goods were the major items for the export. Now imports, the gold, copper, these are imported. The gold, copper, silver, these are the main areas of the import. Like from Karnataka, the people were importing the gold. The silver they were importing from Afghanistan. The copper they were importing from Balochistan. So these are the main areas of the export and the import. Now the Indus Valley people are also called Mehula by the Mesopotamian. Now I have recently seen that the Sindon was the term used by Greeks for the cotton. So I hope that it is clear for everyone. So let's move to the next one. The dockyard has been found at Lothal. It was a very important city. It is called the Lothal, was called the Manchester of the Indus Valley Civilization people. Now the production of cotton was there. Recently I have said the Indus Valley Civilization were called the world's earliest cotton cultivators. The cotton was also one of the export item. So besides the Lothal, the Aladino, Sutka Gandor and the Balakot, it was the major port city. So you have heard about the Balakot. It's the Balakot attack. It was in news for the few years back. So these are the major port cities. So now this is the image of the ornaments. The ornaments were made of the gold, silver and the copper, but iron was unknown to them. So this is the image of the ornaments used by the people of the Indus Valley Civilization. Now there were some artifacts that has been also been excavated. This is the dice playing. The dice playing was also prevalent in the time of Indus Valley Civilization. The 6 holes dice which we use today is also found, and the clay figures, the terracotta figures of bullock carts, the spinning tops, the marbles, miniature pots and the utensils are also discovered. So these are also the terracotta figures were also the major item of the export in the Indus Valley Civilization. Now art and craft, along with the art and craft was also an important, because the Indus Valley Civilization people were the craftsmen. They were efficient, skilled people, and the art and some of the images, arts of the some of the images like terracotta, the bronze, copper and the other metals were used. Even Sir John Marshall have said that we cannot believe that it was a prehistoric civilization. It appears like a modern civilization. So it is a famous statement said by John Marshall. When I first saw them, I found it difficult to believe that they were prehistoric. So this is the image of the dancing girl. She is also called as Devadasi. So it is a bronze image found in Mohenjo-daro, and it is the beard man is called the priest. It is believed that he is the priest, and the priests were actually ruling the city. Priests were the actual rulers of the city. So these 2 figures are found, if you can remember, it is found in Mohenjo-daro. The Indus Valley script has not been deciphered so far. There is no evidence of warfare in the Indus Valley Civilization. How? Because nobody has been killed. No skeleton we have found which was not cremated properly, and there is no sign of the massacre. Now if any kind of massacre happens, his hand could be cut off. So any skeleton we have not found whose head is cut off or a hand is cut off, or any body part has been cut off or detached from the body. So there is no evidence of the warfare. So if anybody is telling that this civilization perished, declined because of the invasion of the Aryans, it is not suitable. So we cannot tell that this civilization ended because of the attack of the Aryans or because of the aggression. Because if any kind of attack happens, the human massacre will happen, and the skeleton, if we found the skeleton, his hand or head would be cut off, and we can know about this. So this kind of massacre has not been happened, and there is no evidence of warfare because the weapons has not been found. If there is any danger of the attack from the external attack, the people will start preparing for the war. and that kind of weapons has not been found as such, which can be used for the warfare. So I hope that this is clear for everyone. So let's move to our next point. Now, causes of the decline. So the Indus Valley civilization began to decline near 1800 BC. So the Indus Valley civilization flourished and developed till 1800 BC, and after the 1800 BC it began to decline. Now many historians has given so many reasons behind the decline of the Indus Valley civilization. So many causes are there. But so far the historians are, the opinion of the historians are still divided, because so many reasons were responsible, so many causes. A single cause was not responsible for the decline of a civilization. We are talking about a civilization, not an empire. So many causes were responsible. So few of them has been rejected and few of them has been accepted. Like the Aryan invasion theory was given by Max Muller. Now the Max Muller was a British one. He was the first one at the time of the British rule. He told about the Aryan invasion theory. So Max Muller was a British historian. He told about the Aryan invasion theory, that Aryans came in India around 1500 BC. The Aryans began to enter into India and they removed these people. So the Aryans removed the people of Indus Valley civilization and established their Vedic culture in India. Now this theory is unacceptable by many historians, because there is no clear evidence of the human massacre. The human killing is not seen by the skeletons findings in this civilization. So our invasion theory is nowadays rejected one. Now another thing, in the Vedas of the Indus of the Vedic people, of the Aryans, they have said nothing about the invasion, and they have said that India is my motherland. In the Puranas, in the Vedas, the Aryan people have said that India is their motherland. If they are coming from the external land, so they will tell that the external land is my motherland, and they will also mention it in their religious text of the Rig Veda, Sam Veda or Yadur Veda. They have not mentioned any external land. So we can tell that the people of Arya, the Aryan people, were the original inhabitants of Indian part. Now the Aryan invasion theory is rejected one. But apart from the Aryan invasion theory, the disease and the calamity was also another cause that led to the decline. It can be possible because the Indus Valley places, the northwestern India places, the place where the Indus Valley people were residing, it were abdicated gradually. After the massacre, they have not abandoned their own cities. They have abandoned it gradually. So there is a slow process of the removal of the people, and it can happen only by disease or the calamity. So it is important one, the calamity can also be a cause behind the removal of the people, behind the decline of the civilization. So this civilization was abdicated, it was left because of the disease or calamity. Now they might have migrated to the greener pastures. It is also the possibility that actually this civilization was based on the river. It was also established on the bank of the river. So along with the change of the course of the river, they started shifting towards the greener places because of the change of the climate. Because of the change of the climate, the people of Indus Valley, or the flood, the drought, the people of Indus Valley civilization began to move towards the South India, towards the southern places, or towards the Ganga, the deltas of Ganga. And that is how the old cities were abandoned and new cities began to be built in the south and the eastern part of India, and that is how it led to the decline of the civilization. Now the third one, this civilization did not come to an abrupt but declined gradually and got assimilated into the another cultures. So it is a third possibility. It is also a third possibility that is the most acceptable one, that this civilization was not declined in one day. The civilization don't get declined in one day. Along with the change of the people, along with the change of the food habits and the culture, the people of this civilization began to be assimilated with the other cultures, and they started modifying their cultures. And the people of Indus Valley civilization turned into the Aryan culture. They accepted the Aryan culture because of the modifications in their food habits and the culture. Even in the present time also, if we see the food habits, the culture of the Indus Valley civilization is similar to the Vedic people. Because if we talk about the religious practices, the economic practices, so many similarities you will get. Even if we talk about the religious practices, Pashupati Mahadeva or the mother goddess was practiced. The worship of mother goddess or Pashupati Mahadeva, the male female genetic organs, even in the Aryans also, this is the same religious practices are there. The fire altars is still an important part in the Aryan worship or Aryan culture. So we can tell that this civilization ended in a gradual process because of the change of the course of the river. The calamity can also be, the earthquake can also be the cause. They migrated to the more greener pastures, it can also be there, or their assimilation or modification of the culture was also another causes for the decline of this civilization. So these were the main causes that were mainly acceptable one, which were the main causes of the decline of the civilization. So I hope it is clear for everyone. So now in the next we will discuss about various important questions that has appeared in different examination, as well as you can assess your overall progress in this video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Thank you.